Hello. The purpose of this presentation is to give you and your families some information on what to expect for the sixth grade band and orchestra year. The first thing to expect is that your students are going to be working with two directors at Fall Creek Intermediate, and the good news about this is these two directors are also the same people that teach band and orchestra at Fall Creek Junior High. So your student will have access to the same directors for 3 years. Mr. Spidell is our band director. He is the one pictured in the left-hand column, or the left-hand picture, and Mr. Wirtz is the orchestra director, the one pictured on the right. The other thing we have that's a really great opportunity for students is we hire professional musicians from the community to come in to work with our students on a smaller scale so that they have a little bit more individualized instruction and find success faster that way. Now, what to expect from a year in sixth grade band and orchestra? The first thing to expect is you're going to have a great experience playing an instrument. The other thing is you want to expect that you need to develop a weekly practice routine that's individualized to you so that you can give your best effort, and that's how you're going to find, and your student is going to find the most success through that. So kind of expect to make this part of your routine. Also expect that you can participate in all athletics and other extracurricular activities that are available to you at Fall Creek Intermediate, as well as when you get to the junior high, that these groups do not interfere with you being involved in anything outside of school. We have 2 performances outside of school. One is in February and one is in May. And then we have 3 performances that are in school during the day. The first one is in December, and then the second one is the same day as our February concert in the evening. We just do that same concert for the school that morning, and then in May, it's the same thing. We do a version of the concert for the school in May. We do meet daily, every single day during the SGT time. So that's when you'll take band and orchestra, is during that SGT time. Band and orchestra is a full year commitment. So when you sign up, we hope that you consider this to be something you're going to stick with at least all the way until May. But we really are hoping that once you've experienced this and once your families and your students have experienced this year, that you start to look at this as a 7-year experience. They'll learn how to play these instruments in 6th grade, and there's opportunities to continue to play these instruments all the way senior year of high school and beyond if that's what they're interested in. So, some information about the instruments. When you're looking to obtain an instrument, you might have a question: do I rent one? Do I purchase one? We really recommend renting to start out so that you have your most sound investment. If it's something that doesn't work out past 6th grade, you have the opportunity to exchange that with no loss. If you buy an instrument, you have that instrument. You have to either sell it or return it to gain any money back from that. We recommend that you use reputable brands and stores, and those are things that you can kind of ask us questions about to help you understand which ones they are and where to start, kind of find them. And what we would say is this is an investment for your family. We want to make sure that you're careful using online retailers such as Amazon or things like that, or auction sites like eBay, or even large wholesale stores. If you can buy, toiletries and oatmeal at the same place you can purchase an instrument, you're probably not getting a good quality instrument. So we really recommend you to vet the places that you get your instrument and at least ask us if you have any questions about that. If you already have an instrument in your family, either an older student has played a year before, or you inherit an instrument from Aunt Sally or something of that nature, these are great opportunities for that to be for your family. We just recommend that you have that instrument brought to us so that we can check the playing condition, so that we can guarantee that that instrument is going to lead to the success for your student. All right, so we have some school-owned instruments we need to kind of talk to you about. If your student chooses to play bassoon or tuba, those instruments can be rented through the school, and then you would have an instrument from the school that is a yearly, like a one-time yearly fee, and then you have that instrument as well as a second one. Because all larger instruments like baritones, cellos, basses, bassoons, and tubas, those instruments, we will provide you with one at school that stays at school, and then bigger instruments like baritones and cellos and basses, those you do rent or you have to obtain from a separate place. Those instruments that you guys provide will stay at home so that you don't have to transport those instruments back and forth for practice. Regardless of whether your family obtains an instrument through Pages Music or not, everyone really needs to get a starter pack. Even our tuba and bassoon players that rent one from the school. A starter pack just contains everything your student needs to start, all the accessories and books and things like that. So, you might be wondering, what instruments can I play? Are there any, like every group has kind of like a sweet spot of instrumentation, and it's just a balance of types of instruments to make sure that the ensemble sounds the best that they can. For band instruments, here's a list of all the instruments that are available to you to play in band. So if you decide to do flute, we're looking for about 20 to 25 players. Clarinets, 30 plus, there's no limits on how many clarinets we can have. Oboes, we really need about 5 or less. Bassoons, these instruments with the maximum, bassoons, we're looking at 9-player maximum. Alto saxes, about 15 players maximum. Tenor saxes, about maximum of 5 players. French horn, we're looking at a maximum of 8 players. Trumpet, really no more than 25. Trombones, there's no limit, so as many players as want to play as possible. Baritone, there's a maximum of about 12 players. Tubas, we're looking for at least 5 or more. This instrument is really important to the ensemble because it is the foundation of the whole group. And then percussion, we're really looking for about a maximum of 15 players. For the orchestra side of the house, there are 4 instruments you can play. And here's just kind of an example instrumentation of that group. This is all a ratio, so what we're looking for is about 40 to 50 players, or about 25 of violins. Violas, we're looking at about 20 or 25 players. Cellos, about 15 to 20, and basses anywhere between 5 and 8. And that's about the kind of ratio to get a good balance. So just to give you an idea of what we're looking for, if we get to a point where some instruments are really heavy, we may encourage some students to consider a secondary instrument to help balance that instrumentation out, just to make sure the ensemble experience is as successful for everybody involved. So you might be asking, I have no musical experience. What can I do to even help my student be successful at this? And how do I, work with them to make their experience as good as possible? The first thing is just encourage your student to keep working, keep practicing, that they're doing great, that they're working through this. Being a support system at home is the first step in any success. The other thing that's going to help is helping your student establish a routine for home practicing. It's just like with anything in life, whatever you put into it is how much you're going to gain from it and get out of it. So we really need the help of all people, the student and the families involved, to just help establish a routine for home practice. Know that progress is slow, especially in the first semester. So encouraging your student through some of the slumps of learning the same thing. It's more getting a good setup. We're not going to be able to play a super advanced music within the first month. It takes a little bit of time, so that encouragement from home is really something that can help our students be successful. And then the last thing is private lessons are really encouraged for all levels of learners. If you have a student who's really interested in their instrument, having them meet once a week one-on-one with a private instructor can absolutely be a game changer for their playing. And if it's something that your family's interested in, we definitely recommend that for those beginning players. Okay, so this is all the kind of information of things to expect in 6th grade orchestra. And band, we are so excited to have your families and your students become involved in our program. This is a program that is very successful and has had a lot of great opportunities for students, and we're glad that you're considering to be part of this program. Know that at any point, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact Mr. Spidell or Mr. Wirtz. They'll be able to kind of direct any questions you can have or give you any advice, all with the mindset of getting your student to be as successful in that first year as possible. So please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you for your time and consideration, and we hope you have a fantastic day.